Hello, my wonderful Gemini. Welcome to Vovo Tarot. I am Sydney-based drag performer, Joni Vovo, and thank you for joining me. I've just started doing these online YouTube tarot readings. I have just completed a video for Aries and Taurus. Now I'm on to Gemini. Very exciting. I've done personal readings for friends, and I just thought, why not? I'll give it a go. I'll do some online videos. So thank you for joining me. Feel free to leave any feedback in the comments. I'll, open myself up to negative, positive feedback. Much appreciated. So this is a general reading for the collective of Gemini. So if Gemini is your sun, moon, rising, or sits in one of your other placements, this reading's for you. So please just take whatever resonates, and if the story or the advice doesn't seem to fit, that's all right. It just means it's not for you. It's for another person in the collective of Gemini. Today I'm just using the standard Rider Waite tarot, and I'll be using a Celtic cross. So we'll look at your current energies, the past, the future, any cross energies, so what your current predicament is, what sort of problem you might be facing. We'll look at what's known, what's unknown, advice, external factors, hopes and fears, and then look into what the potential outcome is. So I'll just give the cards a bit of a shuffle. And also just to say, tarot talks about, princesses and knights and queens and kings, but the gender in tarot is more about energies. Otherwise, as you know, gender is fluid. So, don't over-invest in male and female. Just know that we all have those aspects inside of us. Also, my cat is currently clawing at the door, so I'm just going to let her in. Before we get started, 1 second. Hurry up, puss. Hurry up. Good girl. All right, we're back. Sorry about that. I'll just give the cards one final shuffle and then we'll get into it. Also to say, eventually I might put a bit more effort in, come up with a background, use multiple cameras so you can see, me and the cards. But for now, we're just recording on the iPhone, and I'd rather just jump in and get going rather than overthink it. All right. Current situation, cross energy, past, future, what's known, what's unknown, advice, external factors, hopes and fears, and final outcome. All right, here we go. So, to start with, my wonderful Geminis, we've got, the 9 of Cups. Oh, I see. Also inverted. So, upright, you can see here, this person is pretty chuffed. They're pretty happy with themselves. It's like they've achieved everything. They've ticked all the boxes. They, with all these cups, they've achieved career, finance, property, home, family, just everything. Like everything that you can do in life, they've achieved it. So they're sitting there, they're pretty chuffed and pretty happy. So for you, that's inverted. So I'm guessing you're currently thinking, looking at your situation and thinking, well, is that it? Have I done everything? Is there more I can do? Have I reached the peak of my career? The peak of my creative pursuits? Have I, done everything that I have wanted to do in life? Have I, is this my ultimate fulfillment? So I think you're kind of questioning where you're putting your energy and what you've gotten out of it. Have you done everything that you wanted to? Have you found you know, your fulfillment. Okay, let's continue to investigate. In the immediate past, we've got, oh, Temperance inverted. All right, so upright, Temperance is a card of alchemy. So you can see here, this angel is mixing these two cups together. So it's about looking at everything that's in your life, all the resources you have available to you, and thinking about, how do I combine all of these resources, all of these opportunities, all of these assets? What can I do to alchemize what I have to achieve something greater? So it's not just about the sum of the parts. It's about, you know, one plus one doesn't equal two. It's more exponential than that. How can I create growth, opportunity? My cat has just jumped onto my tarot. 1 second. Sorry about that. So if I look at Temperance upside down in the past, I think you've looked at everything that's around you. So maybe it could be a bunch of things. It could be your job, your social network, you know, what you own, you know, property, whatever it is. You've looked at all the parts of your life and you've kind of gotten stuck. You're like, well, how do I move on to the next thing? And if we look at that inverted Nine of Cups, you're like, well, I can see everything that I have and everything that's available to me, but I can't quite see how I can combine it or create or manifest anything more than this. I've already done everything. I've already done everything I can do at my job. If you're studying, I've already learned everything that I can learn. If you know, if it's in your social context, well, I've already met everyone, gotten to know them. Is that all there is? I've already used everything I have available to me, and I don't know, you know, what's next. Is that all there is? Okay, so let's look now at the immediate future. So we've got, oh, the Wheel of Fortune inverted. So the Wheel of Fortune is about, let's just say, karmic cycles. And, you know, karma is a word we throw around, but, you know, it basically means lessons. So, you know, a karmic cycle is an opportunity to learn something and have growth from that situation, and have new insights from, you know, whatever experience it is. So if it's inverted, maybe you're feeling a bit stuck. You're kind of, you know, at the midpoint of a cycle and you're like, well, what am I meant to do here? What am I meant to do now? What's ahead of me? I can't see what lesson I'm meant to learn. I can't see what growth is meant to happen. So, you know, in your it's sitting in your immediate future. So I guess this stuck energy is maybe going to, let's just say there's a bit more for you to learn. Before you get to the end of this chapter, there's still a bit more for you to do. Whatever that might be. All right. So let's look at the cross energies now. And we've got, oh, okay. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. So, sorry, I'm just a bit emotional. Yeah, okay, I can see why you're stuck. So there's some heartbreak here. It doesn't have to be romantic. It could be in another situation, family, friend, co-worker, whatever. But I kind of get the sense it is in a romantic situation. Oh, Gemini, I'm so sorry. So, yeah, okay, I get it. So you're in this relationship or you've left this relationship, and you're like, is that all there is? I've done everything I can. Everything I can. I've, every difficult conversation, every, attempt that I've made to reinvigorate, reignite, add energy to this relationship, I've done it. I've done it. Everything. Absolutely everything. And it's still led to heartbreak. Oh my God. Gemini, I'm so sorry. That's really rough. That sucks. And you're like, is that all there is? Do I just accept this? Do I just accept a relationship that's unfulfilling? Do I just accept a relationship where, it is what it is? That's so hard. I'm so sorry. So that's the situation. And it sucks, relationships are there for lots of reasons. They're there for our Nine of Cups, or they're there for a lesson and a reason. So it seems that whatever this situation is, you're there for a lesson and to learn something. And you're not quite at the end of it yet. There's still something to be unpacked, something to be discovered. I'm so sorry, Gemini. That's really hard. That's really rough. Okay. All right. So that's the cross energy. Let's look now at what you're aware of. What's in the conscious mind. And it's the Eight of Pentacles. So this is the card of hard work and investment. You're trying so hard. You're putting so much effort in. I can see that. I'm getting I'm getting upset. I can see you want this to work. You want to be happy. You want to, tick all the boxes. You want this relationship to go to all the places that it could. I'm guessing you can probably imagine and see how this relationship could work. You can see the potential futures, and you're putting in all the hard yards for it to happen. And it's not happening. That's rough. That's really rough. Okay, well, let's look at what's hidden. There's something sitting in your unconscious mind. I hope it's helpful. Let's unpack it. So what's sitting in the unknown is the Fool. That's interesting. So, the Fool is about not overthinking. The Fool is about taking a risk. The Fool is about leaping into the unknown. The Fool is about being open, hoping for the best. And also, you can see here, his little, rucksack? He's just got this little, kerchief on his stuff. That's all. That's all. He's not carrying any baggage with him. Whatever the past is, all those trunk loads of, histories, stories, pain, trigger, hopes, fears, whatever. He's put all of that behind him. And all he's taken with him is the bare essentials. So the unconscious energy is that you're ready, you're willing, you're open, completely open to try something new, try whatever. You've put in all the hard yards. You've done everything the right way. You've done everything through the front door. You've tried every option available to you. and you're like, oh, this isn't working. I will do whatever it takes. I will try something completely new, go in a completely new direction. Like, I don't care. I just, whatever it is, I'm ready, willing, open, and available to try something new. Oh, Gemini. Good on you. Good on you for, like, not being bitter, not being stuck in your head. You know, you could be going round and round in circles thinking, you know, oh, this isn't working, I have to try harder. Oh, you know, why not this, why not that? And you're like, okay, this isn't working. You know it's not working. You've tried really hard and it's not working. And you're like, okay, it's time for something new, something different, completely new direction. Like, good work on being open. Good work for, you know, being imaginative. That's incredible. All right, let's see where this is going. Mental blank, next card, advice. All right. Okay, so your advice on the situation. The sun. That's really lovely. It's hard for me to say this because I don't know your individual situation and I don't want to give bad advice. And I really want the best, like, for you. But your advice is the sun. It's the sun. Like the Fool and the Sun. It seems like, I would dare say there's hope here. There's hope. Doing something completely out of the ordinary, completely different. Like, whatever the routine is, whatever the patterns are, whatever the mold is, it's time to freaking, I'll try not to swear, it's YouTube. It's time to do something new and different and unknown to lead you, you know, to alignment, to happiness, where everything just works. Again, I don't know your situation. And this very much seems like a love reading. But it's time to do something different. If you want to get your advice, if you want to get to things being back in alignment, back to where things just flow and it's easy, stop doing the same thing again and again and again and again and again. It's not working. It's not working. It's time to do something different. Take a risk. Go in a new direction. You don't know. Doing the same thing and expecting a different outcome, that's foolishness. Doing something different and being open to a different outcome, you know, that's wisdom. Again, I'm just reading the cards. I don't claim to be wise here. I'm just reading the cards as they come out. So anyway, that's the advice. All right, external factors. Let's see. Okay. So the Ten of Cups is a really good card. This is like ultimate happiness and fulfillment. You know, if you thought the Nine of Cups was great, where you've ticked everything off your to-do list, the Ten of Cups, it's, you know, achieving everything but with another person in the context of relationship and family. You know, the Nine of Cups, it's great, but it's kind of like a solo effort. The Ten of Cups is, you know, sharing that with someone else. However, it was in your external energy. So I'm going to add a caveat here. So this goal that you're trying to work towards, this ultimate happiness, this ultimate fulfillment, maybe it's marriage, maybe it's children, maybe it's a house, maybe it's a dog, maybe it's the best job on the planet, like whatever it is, it's an external factor. So, without saying too much, I'll just say, how much of this is your dream and how much of it is something that someone's putting on you? Like, you know, is there family? Is there friends? Is there societal pressure? Like, you know, this Ten of Cups, like, why are you so hell-bent on it? Is it your dream? Is it what's important to you? Or is it something that someone else is poking you and saying, why aren't you married yet? Why don't you have kids yet? Maybe you should buy a house. I think it's time to invest. So anyway, sorry, I don't mean to be a bit cynical or sardonic, but because this was sitting in the external factors, I think it might just be worthwhile checking, like, how much of your goals and aspirations are yours and how much of it is something that's keeping up appearances and doing what's expected of you. And maybe it is in alignment. Maybe it's completely the same. Maybe, you know, everyone wants you to be married and you want to be married, and that's great. But just maybe check in. All right, moving along. So we've had advice, external factors. So moving on to hopes and fears. Is this what you're telling me? Really? Really? Okay. 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 All right. I'm just going to reel it all back. Reel it all back. So the current problem is that things just aren't working. You've tried really, really hard, and it's just not working. It's time to do something completely different. You've done what you're meant to do, what you're supposed to do, what people have advised you to do. It's not working, so it's time to do something completely different. Everyone is telling you that this is the most important thing. This is your goal. This is what you should be doing and should be working towards. Why aren't you doing it? Why aren't you married? Why aren't you having kids? Why aren't you buying a house? Why aren't you progressing in your career? There's a lot of shoulds. Your hopes and fears? That something might end. It might be time to move on from something. This is really intense. I'm sorry. I'm, again, just reading the cards as they're coming out. And maybe you've stuck too long in a situation. Maybe you've worked too hard in a relationship and stayed there for a very long time. Maybe you've done all the work, tried all the options, and worked, like, look at this guy, just hammering away, just bashing out all these pentacles, just keep going, doing the same thing. But it seems it brings you to the same outcome. So maybe it's time to take a risk, do something different and end something. Or not, it was inverted. So it's fully your choice. It's fully your choice. Hopes and fears? Yeah, that's a hard one. That's so difficult. You both... Yeah, I can see there's a lot of mixed emotions here. Like, if your current relationship or situation was to end, you'd be both heartbroken and also not happy. What's the word? You'd have closure. It'd be done. hopes and fears, the ending of something. Oh, Gemini. That's real. Oh, I feel for you. That's so hard. That's so rough. Okay, well, let's move on to potential outcome. Again, I'll just point out, this was inverted. You have a choice. You have a choice to end something. You have a choice to leap into the unknown. You don't have to. It's your choice. So potential outcome. Ooh. Ooh. Justice. I don't know how much to say. I'm just going to say it. How hard did you work? How much effort did you put in? Did you come up with all the ideas of how to fix things, how to move things forward, how to reignite the relationship, how to recreate the spark? Did you do all that work? Was it fair? Do you feel a bit hurt? Maybe that the other person didn't reciprocate, that you put in your best, and maybe that's not what you got in return. Oh, Gemini, I'm so sorry. Well, to put it in a more hopeful light, if you do decide to take that leap of faith, do something different, take a risk, don't keep doing the same thing again and again and again, and it might involve an ending, and that's hard. The upside is you'll move to a situation that's more fair, where you're not going to be doing all the work. Because that's what you want, right? If you're in a relationship, it should be equal give and take. And if you haven't had that, that sucks. So, you know, if you do decide to take a leap of faith, do something different, you'll know what you're looking for next. Something that's fair, where what you put in, the other person's also putting in. Oh, Gemini. Oh, like I said, this is the third tarot reading I've done for the interwebs. And I must say, all three of them have been very intense and made me very emotional. And, you know, all I can say is, like, be kind to yourself. Like, it sounds like a very difficult situation. So, you know, change is hard. Change is hard, particularly when, you know, it's not something external. When it's an internal change, where the change is about realizing something about yourself and the decisions you're making and then choosing something different. That's hard. That's hard. So I'll just leave it there. I wish you all the best, Gemini. And, you know, not to just jump into spruiking myself, but please leave comments in the video if this resonated with you, if you have any feedback, if there's something that you liked, if you'd like something different, I will read the comments. And otherwise, Gemini, my lovelies, I'll see you next month, okay? Bye.